Hello, Elite Warriors. We are on day number 3. I hope you guys have enjoyed the first 2 days, and we are just going to get right into it. Welcome to the red carpet. All right. Starting today we are starting with, or today is hip, quad, and hamstring mobility. All right. So we're gonna loosen up the legs a little bit, get some fluid going. All right. First, we're just gonna start with some random movements. All right. Loosen up your body. As I said before, my body is always constantly tight, so I always have to stay loose as much as possible. Very noisy today. Birds chirping, dogs barking, people banging on wood. But that's not going to stop us. We're still going to get some work in. All right, we're going to start with a quick warm up. We're going to go through this rapidly fast. First thing we're going to do is the 3-way lunge. So simple as it sounds. You're going to lunge forward, lunge lateral, and lunge behind you. All right. We're going to do 3 times on each leg. So starting with the right first, we're going to go forward, out to the side, and back. Forward, out to the side, and back. Good. Last one. Balance is a little bit off today. And back. Good. Alright, we're going to switch to the other side, left side. As you're going through these, don't worry about going for a stretch. We're just going to loosen up the muscles. Alright. We're going to get the stretch in as we go through the mobility motions today. And good. All right, next warm-up movement, we're gonna lie on our backs. All right, and we're just gonna simply draw circles with our hips. What I mean by that, we're gonna start with the right leg again. So all you're gonna do is lift your right leg up, take it out to the side, down, back to where you started. Same thing, up, out to the side, down, around, back to normal. All right, one more. Out to the side, down, and around. Good. Let's switch it over to the left leg. We go up, down, around. Good. Out, down. Last one. Good. And rest. All right, here we go. Next, we're gonna go to standing, and we're just gonna do toe touches as you're standing in place. So you're just going from here, you're gonna touch your left hand to your right foot, all right? Now here, the whole point is to get your leg up as high as you can. What people tend to do to cheat is bring their leg up this much, and then they take their hand down and crunch down. It's not a crunch exercise. We're not trying to build up the abs here. We're trying to get our leg as high as we possibly can. So the reasoning for your hand is to give yourself a target. All right, so you want if my hand comes here, notice it's staying at shoulder level. I'm not raising it up and I'm not going down. I'm right at shoulder level. From here, I just want to bring my foot up to that point. All right, so you don't have to hold your hand out. You can. It's totally up to you. But every time you're just going to touch your toe. All right, we're going to do that 5 times on each leg. One more. Right there. Good. Switch it over. We're going to go to the left side with our right hand. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. what I want you to do is this one you're gonna have to find your range pocket motion, meaning how far apart your legs should be, whatever is comfortable for you, however you can get there. So we're gonna just go here. All right, if you have to, you can widen your legs as you go. You're gonna take your elbows, place them inside your knees, and just very gently press out. All right, now here I want to maintain a good posture, so I want to keep my spine nice and straight, meaning keeping my chest up. All right, we're gonna just hold that there. Good. Now from here, I want you to come up as if you're coming out of a squat. Same thing. Now we're going to try to go down into that motion as if we're squatting. All right, so go down, hold that position, and we're gonna push those knees out. Good. You can shake it out if you need to. We're gonna go one more time. Nice. Down in it. And we're gonna hold that there. All right. So if it's difficult for you to be flat-footed, you can come up on your toes a little bit. It gives you a little bit more range. All that means is your ankle mobility is a little bit tight, as is mine, and that's okay. We're gonna actually attack that tomorrow. And then here, we're gonna switch from side to side. All right, for this last one, just kind of roll yourself over to one side and then switch it over to the other. Good. Back and forth there. Last one. So you're gonna bounce around a little bit, loosen up those groins. All right, so next movement, we're gonna be in a sprinter stretch, all right, or a sprinter's position. So all that means is, as a sprinter, it's kind of like a lunge. This is a form of an extended lunge. Blah. It's a form of a lunge. It's just extended, all right? So we're gonna take our left leg, place it forward. We're gonna take our right leg and go back as far as we can, going down to the ground. First, we're gonna start on the knee, right knee, all right? You're gonna take your hands, place them beside your left foot, and now we're going to extend that back leg, all right? You wanna get it as straight as possible. Chest on your left, let it rest on your left knee, all right? Now from here, we're just gonna drop that back hip, down, and then back up, all right? Down, back up, down, back up, down, back up, last one, down, back up, good. All right, we're gonna switch legs over to the right side. This time I'm gonna turn sideways so you can actually see this motion. All right, so we're gonna go right foot forward, left leg back. Both hands beside your right foot, rest in there. If you need to, you can start down on the ground. But from here, we're going to go up into the sprinter stance. And all I want to do is take my hip and go towards the ground, all right? And I'm only going as far as I possibly can, as far as my body is allowing me. And 5, nice job. Position. All right, so we're going to go back into left leg forward, sprinter stance. All right, now from here, we're gonna rest first. Right knee is gonna be down. All right, we're gonna go back into that sprinter stretch where your right leg is extended. What you wanna do here, we're gonna turn it into a rotation. All right, so we've got the hip loosened up a little bit. Now we want to open up our trunk rotation in the process. So we're gonna start from here. All right. Now, with this rotation, you can go either way. All right. But first, we're gonna go inside. So you're going to turn to the leg that's extended. All right. So you're gonna place your left hand inside your left foot, and then you're gonna take your right hand and rotate your whole upper body as far as you can. You want to look up to the ceiling or towards the sky if you can. All right. So here we go. Starting in sprinter stretch, sprinter stance. Take my left hand, it goes inside, right hand goes up, and then we're gonna go back down. All right, we're not gonna hold that. We're just gonna go up and down as far as we can. 4 and 5. Nicely done. Now, stay there. You can go down if you need to. Now we're gonna take the right hand, place it inside the left foot, and then we're gonna do the same with the left hand. Up and back down. Up. 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 And down. Good. Rest there. All right. Before we switch, you can shake that out if you need to. Now we're gonna switch it up. Right leg's gonna go forward. Left leg is extended. We're gonna go right into it. Right hand goes inside right foot. Left hand is gonna rotate up. We're gonna go for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Rest there. All right, you can rest. What is something I want to tell you guys that I forgot to mention? As you're doing this, we want to open up the rotation in our back. All right. So how you do so? Most people will turn their hips out, facing out, making it easier. We want to close that gap. Start turning the hip down. The front of your hip should be pointing towards down. And then as you rotate, the only thing that rotates is your trunk. All right. So now we're gonna switch. Left hand inside right foot. Right hand is going up. 1, 2, 3, and 5. Nicely done. Good job, guys. We are going to do lateral lunges. But this is going to be for a long sit. All right, so we're going to kind of get our legs as wide as we possibly can. All right, now I want you to be cautious of your body. If you know you're pretty tight, or if you know you don't have the proper range of motion, shorten your stance. All right, but what we're going to work on is just opening up the hips, opening up the inner thighs, and stretching out that growing area. Again, this is about mobility, so we're not going for a stretch, but we're going to go for the motion, all right, to open up the range of motion in our hips. So from here, we're gonna go here, all right, split leg, all right. We're gonna go to the right first, so however you need to get there. All right, so we're gonna go from here. All right, key is chest up, because we're not, you bend over, you take a little pressure off. We want to open up as much range of motion as we possibly can. All right? Now from here, I want to stay in this position. I don't want to come up and switch to the other side. Now, if you have to, you totally can. But from here, as I said, we just want to switch over and go on from here. All right. When you roll over to the opposite side, let that toes roll up onto your heel. All right. Then we're going to switch back. All right. Just going back and forth there. Another thing, you could take your time. You could sit if you need to. When you get to these positions, what I want you to do is try to drop your hip even a little bit more. All right. You're going to feel that along your inner thigh, as well as the back of your hamstring, or the back of your leg in your hamstring area. So relax there. So we're attacking in several different parts of the leg there. All right, within the inner thighs and the back of your legs, which are your hamstrings. All right, so that's a good one. It's pretty tough, but it really allows you to open up your hip area. All right. Let me turn the mat back for a pigeon stretch or a pigeon sit. All right, pigeon sit. If some of you haven't seen or heard it before, all it is we're going to turn our front leg laterals. It's very similar to the sprinter stretch or sprinter position. All right, the only difference here is we're going to sit all the way down. Sorry, my papers are flying. So we can go from here. All right, we're going to start with the left leg. So you're going to put your left leg in front. All right, you're going to bend it down in front of you. All right, in this position. And from here, we're going to take this back leg and extend it. All right, my hips are pretty tight, so it's hard to get in this position. All right, so if you are pretty tight like I am, your leg probably won't go parallel. All right, so you can bend it back just a bit, but from here we're going to extend that, extend the back legs. We're going to sit up nice and tall with our chest. All right, now from here we're going to just sit for just a second, and I want you to breathe as you're going through this motion. All right, now we're going to add some upper body motion in the process. So you're going to take your hands out in front of you. You're going to lean your body down as far as you can, and we're just going to go from side to side. All right. Now you should feel this in your hip area, hip joint. You should feel it in. Also feel it in your glute, your buttock, as they would call it in England. Good. All right, we're going to go back to here. We're going to sit ourselves up and switch it up. So right leg is going to come forward, left leg's going to go back, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to just sit for just a second, just to open up some range. Now from here we're going to go back into that upper body motion. So we're going to lower our bodies down and go from side to side as far as you can. And relax. Good. All right, moving right along, guys. You guys are doing awesome. Turn it back to the side. All right, so now we're going to get into our hamstrings. All right, just a couple of exercises. There's multiple things you can do for your hamstrings. One is if you have hardwood floors, they're pretty slick. If they're not slick, grab a towel or put on some socks that will make it slick, and you just lie on your back on the floor and just slide your feet back and forth. That's a good one. If you have a rolling chair with wheels, and you're on a floor that you don't care to mess up, or a floor that can be messed up, you do the same thing. So you sit in the chair and just pull it's kind of like you're walking, essentially. You just pull yourself in the chair by putting your heel out and striking it against the ground. All right, so those are two important ways to strengthen as well as create mobility in your hamstrings. And then we're about to go through two motions here. All right, so this one you're going to lie on your back. We're going to, right leg is going to go straight down. All right, left leg, we're going to take it up, grab behind your thighs. All right, grasp, interlock your fingers. You're going to start at 90 degrees. All right, from here, we're just going to kick our foot up. All right, now, don't bring your knee back towards you anymore. Leave it where it is at 90 degrees, and all you do is kick up. All right, we're going to do that 5 times. Sure, that's 1 to 5. So, all right, we're gonna switch it up. Same thing. And time. Nicely done. All right, last one here. We're going to slide down. You can bend your right leg this time. Left leg is going to go all the way to the ground. You can place your hands wherever you're comfortable. And from here, we're just going to do a simple leg raise. All right, full range, as far as you can go with maintaining a straight leg. All right. So if you start to go back and your leg starts to bend, that's where you need to stop, because we want to keep the leg straight. That's how we're going to keep tension on the hamstring. All right, so we're going to do 5 and we're going. Good, and relax. Now, what I want you to focus on, every time you do this and your foot goes back to the ground, I want you to relax, all right? Because as you raise, your muscles are going to tighten up. When you come down, I want you to go down until your muscles are completely relaxed. Reasoning for this is we want to recontract those muscles. We want to retrain them, basically. So every time you get ready to lift, we want to make sure we properly lock our leg in, and then lift as we come up. All right. So every time you go down, relax your leg, and then as you come up, you recontract and go through that sequence over and over. All right. Good, and rest. I got carried away there. All right, now, last thing, we're going to cover the front part of the leg, which is our quads. All right. What we're going to do is you're going to go into a kneeling position, both knees down. If you need to, you can grab a cushion, pillow, pad, whatever you need. All right, and we're just going to focus on taking our butt and sitting it on our heels. All right, so you're gonna go as far as you can. Just going through that motion. All right, as you come up, I want you to press your hips forward. All right, really get that extension. And time. All right, last exercise. I like doing this motion for a stretch, but today we're going to go through the motion. All right, so I'll start with the left leg down so you can see how it's done. Mostly when people do this position, they tend to do an actual lunge, and it's defeating the purpose of the stretch or even this motion. But what you want to do is always maintain with your chest up, and from here I just want to push my hip forward. All right, immediately you should feel a stretch go down the front of the hip into the upper thigh. All right, so from here, if you want to, you can add in a overhead reach. All right, so we're gonna go from there. All right, just having the hands up as you go, stretch there, push that hip forward. All right, we're not worried about the right leg. The right leg is just there for balance. All right, everything should be operated and controlled by the left hip. All right, so from here we're just trying to push that left hip forward. All right, good. Switch it up. And really push that hip forward. And time. Nicely done. There you are, guys. Day 3 in the books. Until we meet again. See you guys.